Greetings! Welcome to another episode of the Git Go. I am Gina Blickenstaff, and you are with me at this very moment in my studio in northern Colorado. And sometime in the next 20 minutes, you will probably be with me in the garden or in my kitchen. I'm obsessed with creation in all spheres. I love to eat well, and I love to cook. So I eat a lot of very cool gourmet vegan foods. I love to eat fresh food, so I grow a lot of food, and I'm obsessed with growing fruit in Colorado, of all places. So you can see all my garden shenanigans. And of course, I produce a lot of art in many different styles. Currently, I am working on some still lifes, but I also do big landscapes. I do oil painting, I do pastel, I do pen and ink, I do figurative painting. I do a lot of circles around all these types of art, all these genres, and I give little art tips along the way. So if you're a painter and you want to learn a few things about what it's like to be a professional artist, stick around. If you're a gardener and you like very fun, unusual projects in the garden, you can also stick around. And if you want to see some good, yummy food coming out of the kitchen that's very healthy, also stick around. And in the meantime, I'm going to get going and get to work. Here you will see that in these broad light areas, the outline color is a lighter brown, reddish brown, and in the darker areas it's a darker reddish brown. This shadow is caused by this ceramic dish that I haven't painted yet. And this shadow over here is created by that ceramic chicken. So they both basically are going to have the same color shadows. So I'm using the same outline color for those. When I get over to here, it's a different story. I've chosen to use a dark teal color for the outline of the flowers, because this this bowl is casting a sort of teal color on the fabric. So all these outlines are blue-green, and on this side of the shadow is also blue-green teal color. However, this fabric on the underside of this fabric, this is actually the underside, this striped fabric, and it's folded over on itself. So this fabric, when I get done, it will be a pinker color, like that fleshy color. So it will cast a warmer, redder shadow under there, because the fabric underneath this fold is not the white ceramic, but it's the fabric itself that's sort of pink flesh colored. So the outline I'm going to put on this is going to be more red instead of the brown or the teal colored. So there you go. Little by little, I'm building this up, and it's going to need a few more layers as I go, just to finesse it. This week is a fun journey along the creek path in Boulder, Colorado. Check out the art I did. I was commissioned by my friend Graham Hill, who is an entrepreneur and into many things. I will put a link to his websites in the comments. But the bike path is very long, goes all the way from one side of town to the other, and of course I couldn't do the whole path. I can barely fit in the little section that I did in this video, but you get the idea. It's a wonderful place, and I hope you will visit, so let's get rolling. Okay, welcome to Boulder. I'm at my favorite park, Scott Carpenter Park, along a busy road, and I'm getting ready to head down into the creek path, Boulder Creek path, and I'm going to be riding all the way west to Ebbenfine Park and have a little picnic for myself, so come along for the ride. I made it back. What an adventure. My good hair day turned out to be bad hair day after the hailstorm. But I love my rack. Oh my goodness. It folds up nice. I can open the door. It's locked right now, but you can trust me, I can open it. And it held my bike. It was a little slanted because I hadn't tightened this down enough to make it grab to my tire. which is still not all the way inflated like it's supposed to be because, you know, as you saw in my last video, I'm not gonna kill myself trying to blow that thing up. Anyway, I just wanted to say that it was such a joy to be on the Boulder bike path again. I miss it very much. It's really the highlight of my years in Boulder. I even commuted on it to go to a gallery I worked at on the Pearl Street Mall in downtown Boulder for a year. And the creek is running really fast now, lots of water. It's a little scary actually, but I was so happy after all this time being alone most of the time. It was so great to see all the people out enjoying themselves, all the kids playing, all the funny people on all kinds of wheels. Anyway, it was a great day, and I'm happy to share it with all of you. Okay, I got a little situation here that I gotta deal with. Well, many situations, of course. But right now I am concerned about my cherry trees, and I'll mention why in a minute. First, I'm just going to review this tiny bit for anybody who hasn't seen my other videos. This structure is what I refer to as my cold frame. It holds 2 apricot trees, 2 peach trees, and an almond tree, and I'm growing them as espalieres in a fan shape, actually, not espalier shape. Espalier shape is like T-shaped, arms going across from a central stem. This is in a Y shape, several branches going up diagonally. And I put these in 7 years ago when I moved here, and they're maturing now and spreading out and spreading up, so I have to raise the roof of this cold frame because it's not getting enough sun early in the day. You can see they're growing way out the top, and that was my chore I was desperate to do in March to save the plants from the cold weather when they bloomed, but I totally missed that deadline, and now I have to deal with my other structure, which is Stanley's house. This structure is Stanley's house, and it's named for this tree in the front here, which is Stanley plum, and the showstopper. He's already up to the top of my 11-foot structure, but the problem is when I put the roof on this, the joists and the wire, and I built the outside, I had to take down the temporary trellis structures, which were also made out of wood. And Pierre loved it. It was like a jungle gym for him. And he used to run across the top of the sticks, just like he runs across my little strawberry shelf now. The problem right now is that these trees, like this, these 2 cherry trees have cherries in them, but cherries don't take to the kind of pruning I'm doing very well. And so they're all spread out, and they don't have any support now because they're not tied to anything. And the same with Stanley. He's got a ton of plums, but his branches are all over the place, and what my fear is right now is that a raccoon's gonna come and try to get the cherries and break the branches. So I'm kind of having to drop a bunch of other stuff and try to make a little bit more permanent structure to tie these branches up in the Y shape.